Welcome back to the show, everyone.
Thanks for joining us today.
Okay, so the NEET application form is live, and let's be real, there's one tiny section that causes so much confusion: the addresses. It seems super simple, right? But trust me, one little mistake here and you could end up having to take your exam in a totally different state. We're gonna make sure that does not happen to you.
This is probably the #1 question we get. You know the situation. You're in a coaching hub like Coda, studying your heart out. But your official home, your permanent address, is way back in, say, Uttar Pradesh. So the big question is, can you actually take the exam where you are right now? The answer is yes. But, and this is a big but, it all boils down to one simple thing: proof.
So, how exactly does the system figure out which exam centers to even show you? Is it just random? Nope, not at all. It's actually based on one single non-negotiable rule, a rule you absolutely cannot ignore because it directly connects the addresses you enter to the choices you get.
And here it is, the big rule. The system will only offer you exam centers in the states you've listed as your present and permanent addresses. That's it. Not some city nearby that's more convenient, not a neighboring state, only the states that are tied directly to those two specific addresses you put on the form. And let me be clear, there are absolutely zero exceptions to this.
Now, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, I get to choose 3 exam centers? And you're right, you do. But here's the catch. All 3 of those choices have to be within the states you provided. So, for example, if your present and permanent addresses are both in Bihar, guess what? All 3 of your exam center choices have to be in Bihar as well. You can't pick one in another state.
All right, this brings us to the absolute heart of the matter. We've got to break down the difference between your permanent address and your present address. Seriously, getting this part right is the key that unlocks the exam center you actually want.
It's actually pretty simple when you break it down. Think of your permanent address as your official home base. You know, the address that's on your Aadhaar card, your passport, your domicile certificate. Your present address is, well, it's just where you are living right now. But here's the most important thing to remember. If these 2 addresses are different, you have to be able to prove your present address. That's the part that trips people up.
Okay, let's go back to that super common example. You're studying in Coda, so that's your present address, but all your official documents, they point back to your permanent address in Uttar Pradesh. So what happens when you sit down to fill out that form? Well, here's the cold hard truth. If you're living in Coda but you have 0 official proof, no rent agreement, no bill, nothing, then as far as the NEET form is concerned, you don't actually live there. The system will literally force you to choose all your exam centers back in your permanent state, which in this case is Uttar Pradesh.
So, it's clear, right? If you want the choice to take the exam where you're studying, you need proof. But what kind of proof are we talking about? What documents will they actually accept? Let's dive into the official list of what you absolutely need.
Okay, for your permanent address, this is the easy part. It's all the standard stuff you'd expect. Your Aadhaar card, domicile certificate, voter ID, passport, you get the idea. These are the government-issued documents that prove your official home address. Most of you probably have these ready to go, no problem. But, and this is the big one, what about your present address? This right here is where things get really, really important. Having the right piece of paper for this is literally the key that unlocks the exam centers in the city where you're currently living. Without it, you're looking at a trip back home for the exam, no 2 ways about it. So what are these magic documents? Think of them as your golden tickets. A proper, formal rent agreement? Perfect. A recent electricity bill with your name on it? That works too. Or if you've been living there for a while, maybe you've updated your Aadhaar or voter ID with your current address. That's fantastic. Just one of these is all you need to unlock that state's exam centers. Okay, let's boil this all down. I want to give you one final, absolutely critical takeaway. If you forget everything else I've said, please remember this next part.
I like to call it the no proof default rule. It's super simple. If you put down a present address that's different from your permanent one, but you can't upload a valid document to prove it, the system basically just ignores it. It automatically defaults to using your permanent address for both fields, and just like that, your exam center options get locked to your home state. Really, it all comes down to this one powerful little phrase: no proof equals no choice. Without that one document, you completely lose the choice to take the exam in your current state. It is that simple, and honestly, that's serious. So I'm going to leave you with one final question, a piece of homework, if you will. Don't just sit there and assume you have the right documents. I mean it. Go, right now, and physically check. Pull them out. Do
Do you have the proof you need to take this exam where you actually want to take it? You need to find out now, before it's too late.